obsession with keeping time.
I do.
You're even wearing 2 watches. He is a crazy man.
We have just had a drive-by shooting of stupidity.
I'm gonna go hang myself in one of these beautiful trees.
Meet Colin and Justin, the sages of sensational design on the hunt to vanquish bad taste.
So clearly bad taste isn't exclusively reserved to the city.
Having scoured high and low, they're on the trail of a home in desperate need of a heist.
Horrible deck.
Oh, it's not a deck, it's a wreck.
Wibble wobble.
Be careful, there's glass in that door. Creepy cottage, or in the words of Scooby-Doo. Zoinks. Oh.
Junk shop chic. No wonder that doll looks so terrified. I think there's been a party, Colin. We've missed it. These are all empty.
Look at all these black and white old photographs. Someone's got time on their hands, haven't they?
Oh, well, what about this kitchen? Yuck. Let's not bother going in there, Colin.
Oh,
Do you know what?
border.
Let's ambush something. You grab that ugly doll under
No,
glass,
please.
and I'll take the lamp.
Please don't break.
Today's homeowners, Colleen and Dave, have brought son Isaac for a fun day out at the world-famous CN Tower. But Colin and Justin have beaten them there and are scaling the heights of bad taste with a lift full of their terrible furniture.
Colleen and David have got no idea whatsoever that they're about to be heisted. They think they're just up here for a bit of a day out with their wee boy.
Sorry, bad taste coming through.
If you feel you want to have a sit in this revolting seat, don't fight it.
Well, doesn't it look absolutely vile?
If you had to take a guess at the kind of people that lived in a room furnished with this type of horror, what would you say?
A little old lady.
What about you, darling? Thank you for that.
My great-grandmother.
Your great-grandmother. I'm just a wee light thing. I won't even crack it. Now, teeth and eyes, boys. You're good, darling. Who does your highlights?
God, it's windy. Hi. How are you?
Working with the...
You look fabulous, though. It makes you look like a young Madonna. You know when you see them in concerts down there and the hair's blowing all over the place? Look at us looking fabulous.
Yes, you were.
Oh, do you know, we're having too much fun. Have we got to ambush someone as well? Damn, where are they? Just trying to look like a tourist.
Oh,
What the hell?
Colin and Dave, we're just in a Colin, and your home has just been heisted.
Come here, just check it out.
here it
see
is.
And they're there with some of our furniture, like right in front of us. And there's all these people like checking out all our stuff. She got my clock, does it still work?
Go all in here.
They ambushed us, and I totally did not expect that.
Oh, my.
From hell to heaven, Leo.
I just have to wait for my stomach to settle, because I'm
yeah,
still like,
exactly.
oh.
What did you think?
Didn't we just watch these guys the other night, Colleen?
Say that
And he
again.
said, oh no, we'll never be on this show. And here we are.
I need a translator,
What
love.
do you do about this?
I love your voice.
What is that? Just that lovely man, Dave. Just a sequence of grunts and groans, really.
You knew this, didn't you?
Nobody has any idea what you're
Starting
saying.
to sweat.
Isaac, if you had to say which of your parents was more unstylish, who would you say?
My dad.
Oh.
See? Here's how the conspiracy begins. The two of you against me, right?
We've been asking visitors what they think about this taste, and they think it's an old lady's house.
Exactly.
That's the intent.
He's in denial yet again. The people with bad taste have no idea just how bad their taste is.
I'm Colleen, and I live here with my husband, David, my son, Isaac, and we share the property with my mom. My mom is an artist.
I got lots of hobbies. I enjoy old vintage motorcycles. It's been in my blood since I was a kid, actually.
I've been with Dave almost 20 years, and I don't know if it was love that blinded me or what it was, but I've just, for the 20 years, I've just let him do his thing.
I happen to be one who likes a lot of antiques and kind of clutter, I guess you'd say. And Colleen's the opposite.
I've never really been able to find my design style because every time I start, it starts getting infiltrated with his stuff.
When she goes away on business or whatever, I actually go up and put up more pictures. It just kills me to see a nice picture frame of like my great-grandfather sitting in a box when I know it should be up on that wall.
What if we just picked one great picture of your great-grandfather? Just
I
one.
only have one.
No, but
my
we've got
great-
25 pictures, sweetheart.
Can you believe this? She says, I feel like I'm living in a museum.
Well, in fact, we
with
should
it,
start charging
you know?
admission. If we charged admission into our house, we could probably pay off the mortgage faster.
When people come to our house, they go, oh my God, I just love all the stuff. And
You're
that's,
just trying not to be rude, sweetheart.
but that's what people like.
Meanwhile, you know, this is an odd one because everything's so creepy.
Who's got the obsession with keeping time?
I do.
Is it you? You're even wearing 2 watches. He is a crazy man.
Remember when you were a very small child and like maybe it was one of your first school trips and they take you to a really dusty old museum that you actually don't want to be there and it's always got like a one-legged bird stuffed, looks kind of bored. Your house feels like that.
Colleen, it's you, darling, that I feel sorry for.
Thank you.
Because you're living in this gloomy graveyard home while he makes the decorating rules. How'd you cope?
I just have sort of given up a little bit, I think.
The kitchen worktop that looks like it's got skid marks.
It's sort of like butcher block blood stain, I sort of refer to it
Blood
as.
and guts and gore, abattoir.
I like that. I mean, this border, who are these duck people?
They're actually people that were going to help us with our kitchen.
And do you always write the names of your potential contractors on the job? Like when you go to the dentist,
so we
write
know
the
who to
dentist's
call
name on
them.
your teeth.
But I think we've got you figured. You are making all the wrong decisions, and
Yes.
you're not really making any decisions.
No.
This is a part of Home Heist where we normally say there's good news and bad news, and the good news is that we can rescue you. You, I think you can be saved, but you, on the other hand, Dave, you know, I'm not so sure.
We're in charge of the design. We need your house keys.
Yeah, hand over the keys.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. You take those.
Should we go and form a plan?
I'm thinking that lime green paint perhaps on that table.
What about we crop that dining table?
Or maybe that really loose.
What about wheels?
paint.
I like wheels.
Leaving behind a rather anxious Dave, the boys go off to plan a well-deserved extra something for another family member.
Now, Colleen's mum, Sue, lives right next door in the adjoining house. So we thought, because she's not been well of late, she's gone off on holiday to recover, we'd do a little surprise spot in there at the same time. Oh, wow, what a great space.
Okay, right, so she loves painting.
Okay.
So she loves colour.
Uh-huh.
Why is there none in here?
That's a weird thing, actually, isn't it? A few accent zones. And some cleverly chosen furniture could really bring this to life.
Isn't it nice to see that the bad taste skipped a generation? Granny has got great taste.
Leaving the Museum of Madness behind, Colin and Justin escape to the calming oasis of their uncluttered design studio to gather their thoughts.
You know, Colleen and Dave, fabulous, funky people, and yet their house...
It's a dusty
Isn't.
old museum. They
Cheer.
need to be decoratively cheered up. I'm thinking something that fuses modern and antique in one easy breath.
What about modern antique?
Chic.
Modern antique chic.
Antique chic. At the same time, you'd use Victorian chairs, you might use modern mirrored finishes, you might use Gustavian. You mix and you match and you make the past work beautifully in the present.
You know, in terms of the floor plan,
Where we've currently got a narrow door and a big window, we should make that into a huge big formation of French doors that can allow you to go gracefully from one zone to the next.
I think between kitchen and eating area, if you have a look at this, I think we should keep the cabinets.
Okay.
You know, it's just a classic shape, hideous, hideous finish.
Why don't we recolour the existing doors in a lovely, I don't know, a lovely graphite grey?
What about a French grey?
Or a French grey.
Look, so again,
Change the ironmongery.
it's an antique colour, you know, that is contemporary at the moment. You get some black granite in there, maybe even a hint of sparkle. Gorgeous. dining room design.
Okay, well, that's a brilliant space to work in. The big thing I'd like to do in there, though, is to rework that floor. We can sand it, we can varnish it, really, really dark to give us a great undercarriage for our look. How about the chunky mantle? Why don't we mirror that all the way around the sides and all the way around the front?
And just as you talked about mirroring here, maybe we should mirror on either side as well.
I kind of disagree a little bit with that. Rather than have it completely filling in that entire area, I think we should float an antique mirror either side.
We could do gold.
Gold's good. That'll really work with our lovely modern antique chic feel. Why don't we mix an old antique French-style table with Gustavian chairs? It's a nice fusion mix. Let's turn our attentions from dining to reclining. Let's go to the terrace. How about we paint the existing decking a black, white and grey colour scheme so it connects beautifully to indoors.
Something totally escapist, maybe slightly kind of like Saint-Tropez.
I like that
a
idea.
beautiful kind of like maybe a cross detail, something very ornate.
OK, imagine this mirror finish down every door, OK, in sections, and then all year-round furniture.
Really modern, sophisticated.
Designer heaven.
You know, I think moving across, we can have a look at Sue's atelier.
OK. Colin's mum, Sue, has been really ill of late. I'll tell you what a great colour is for recovery. Turquoise. Around about this palette is absolutely perfect. That's the kind of the colour tone that we should go for. Not too much of it or we'll overwhelm.
I say we reclaim the centre of the room. You know, maybe this big rug in there, a couple of sofas in there as well.
Then we can pick up the detailing via accessories. Really calm, really sedate. We cover the perfect recovery zone.
Nice.
Do you know, for Sue, this space should be off limits and a complete surprise. Let's give her something special at the end of the project too. So what a massive job for 6 days.
6 days, baby. I reckon we can do it.
Jerome, you gotta do it. I'll tell you, there's only one thing more exciting than a house in desperate need of help, and that is a house in the country in desperate need of help. I feel like I'm on my holidays. Whee!
Calm down, darling. It's day one. It's hammer
Come
time.
on inside, Colin McAllister. Let's get this job tackled. I mean, how many builders does it take to do a house?
Come on, let's
Guys,
get the picnic.
chop, everybody.
What's going on? You're a bad influence already on our lovely team. Thank you. Oh, darlings, are we ready for this? Are you ready to have your house home heisted?
Yes, we are.
Mental note to self, never cross this man.
That was exhilarating, let me tell you. To really destroy
why I
a
married
kitchen
the
like that,
man.
it was just incredible experience.
Who's next? Oh, no, who's next? Kill us, please. We're only two Scottish designers. We don't deserve to die.
This is the first time I think I've ever had afterglow on hammer swing.
I need a drink now.
Me too, baby. I need a drink now.
But no one else can rest. A job this size normally takes 6 weeks, but our home heist pros have just 6 high-octane turbocharged days.
Let's reuse this floor, but we'll stain it much, much darker, and we'll give you the colour specification for that, OK?
Okay.
Punch out this window formation.
Yeah.
Huge, big French door, OK? Turn the door back into a window, so we just swap that around. Out you come, sir. Follow me. Chop, chop. Walk this way. This gate, sir, might as well be made of old toilet roll. Do you know, for all the support and security it gives. These here, one lean, and you'd be straight down into that bush.
Yeah.
What we'd like to do is to do simple posts all the way across there.
Okay.
The rest of this out here is a paint job, Brian. So you think it's a doable job?
I think it's a doable job.
I will quote you on that.
Oh, I know you will. And you'll hold me to it.
Absolutely, to every letter of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
grand plan.
The most important things are the chairs. It's up to us to use kind of like classic shapes, you know, a bit of Gustavian, anything with a curve, darling.
Robust.
Sue's lovely space up there. We have to do it justice. She is a fantastic woman, a really talented artist, you know, and she uses that as a kind of live workspace. So I think we're going to surprise Sue as well by actually making over that space.
I love that idea. She really deserves it.
Just look at that.
how cute it is.
It's
Little
just,
balcony.
it's such an escapist, beautiful space. Now it's a big open room. It lacks focus. Furniture's dotted here, dotted there, dotted around. And, you know, and it's like, imagine you've got a cake and only a tiny bit of icing.
Aw.
And you just do that.
That's the worst.
And you end up with a little peak there and a little peak there, and it's bald in the middle. Nobody wants that, baby. I want maximum icing.
I can't believe how fast this demolition is going.
Today is day
Like,
one.
these guys are just like Tasmanian devils. They just get blitz on stuff, and then everything's done. I miss the pictures already, though, I gotta tell you. I can hardly wait to fill that wall as well.
Justin and Colin!
Right, guys.
My lovelies.
All right.
With immediate effect, Colin and I are going to tell you just how wrong you got this house. Brilliant location, brilliant family, but by God, you've got problems.
Indeed you have. We've got 2 lessons for you, and lesson number 1 is called Enough is Enough.
All right.
Sometimes you need to exercise a little bit of restraint. We're going to take your antiques and we're going to show you how to actually showcase them and how to include them in a working house as well.
And lesson number 2, we're going to devise a really clever way to show your wonderful family photographs rather than having them all slung up against the wall looking crazy.
For the duration of this renovation, you must wear your crime on your chest.
Antique freak.
And yours...
And yours, madame, is just weak.
You're a matching pair.
You are a designer thug.
Thank
And
you.
from now on, we've got to correct you for this lovely woman's benefit.
As day 2 begins, it's all about the power tools. Before the boys can add the chic to modern antique, there's a heap of surfaces in need of attention.
So today should be an interesting day. It's going to be the kitchen ballet day today. Just about everything we have to do is in the kitchen. We have to sand the kitchen floors all the way through the main floor of the house.
Unfortunately, I have to sand the floors because none of the other guys have ever used a sander before. And it could tear up the floors, and it's really hard, man. And I'm way too old for this stuff. Unfortunately, that's happened today, and I'm dying right now.
Over at Colleen's mum Sue's house, Cheryl is letting painter Tim in on a few makeover secrets.
Okay, this corner, we're gonna be doing a really nice aqua. And then back here, I have a nice sandy taupe.
Yep.
This is going aqua all in here. And then the last thing, this wall is getting painted that sandy taupe.
That's it?
Easy, easy.
Right, come on, guys. Let's be having you.
Champs, we've got a great lesson for you. In fact, a delicious lesson is coming.
Today, we are all about excess. After you, my darlings.
Dave's days of excess are about to be numbered. But just for once, Colin and Justin are prepared to sugarcoat the pill.
Take in all of this chocolate heaven. You know, have a feel around, have a sniff around, have a taste even. And we'll be back in a second.
All right.
Look at those.
Yeah,
Look at
this
this one.
truffle is to die for.
Come on, darlings.
Oh my goodness.
Lovelies, we've been stirring and whisking and mixing and setting.
Now, you grab that little plate.
Okay.
You grab this plate.
you.
Because we want you to choose the chocolate that you think looks the
Colleen.
best.
Okay, I am going to pick this one.
The little pink one?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Less is more.
Great.
Working for you. Now you, sir.
Lovely, Dave.
Well, I would, Jesus, so much to choose from here.
This one, yeah. There you go.
Maybe this one?
What about that one there?
This one here.
Oh, put that one on
What about that one there? No, what about the...
And this swirl. Look at this.
That one there, would you put that one there? What about the red green thing? That's got a cherry in it. Pop that. Look, there's a space on the...
Oh my God.
Oh, you see, this is a chocolate metaphor. You can't stop collecting. And you're
No, I
not thinking
can't.
about what goes with what you're just shoving in.
Indeed.
More is more is more.
This is only the first part of our lesson.
It is
Because
indeed.
we're going to whisk you off.
I do get to eat these, I hope.
Well, you can have one. There you go.
Hold on.
Follow that, man.
Dave's not looking convinced, but luckily Colin and Justin have time on their hands. Dave sneaked his favourite clocks down to an antique store for a few tips on how to own less and enjoy more.
Now be very, very careful everywhere in the shop because everything is an absolute fortune, with the exception of this little vignette of clocks, which you might recognise
Looks a
because
little
we
familiar.
raided your place.
What we need you to do here is be selective. We need you to pare back this particular little collection to half.
Well, these two right here.
Okay.
Are they definitely the ones that you want?
Definitely,
Are you
100%.
Okay, well, Colin, if you grab this one, I'm going to grab this one. And what we'd like to show you is follow us through this way.
Now, what do you think of that?
Well, it looks quite nice the way it's displayed like that. I like the angle of which clocks are. And there's not like 25 of them, there's only 2, so that kind of looks different right away.
Exactly. The thing about that is that actually, you know what? Your clocks have been isolated, they've been given enjoyment space so you can appreciate the form, and they're now interacting with other pieces.
It's much more important to be selective and to display a few. It might even be that you pick your best 4 or your best 5 and you rotate that collection.
You know, this is a classic lesson for Dave. I'm sure he was expecting us to say, get rid. No, we're like, you know what? Rotate, showcase, enjoy your pieces, and show them off.
This is another great collection, but displayed really, really well. Ornithological prints, balancing out perfectly with the mirror between. And again, you could frisk those up if you wanted. If you had 100, change them every few days, use the same principle.
Another great tip, especially from this space, is the idea of doing things in odd numbers. You know, 3s, 5s, and 7s. It just looks better, you know, especially if you group items at different heights. You know, it just gives it a bit of interest. It changes the perspective of what you're looking at as well.
You learning?
I am learning. The nice thing that I did learn, aside from everything else, is I don't have to get rid of all my stuff. I can rotate my clocks in, and, you know, my decanters, my collections.
Up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
What we'd like you to do is cast your eye down there, choose what you think to be the best 2, or maybe 3 if you want, and then to display them somewhere lovely in a really seemly manner. I really think they got it because they took on board all the tips that we imparted. They wandered around, they looked for areas, little tableaus, little vignettes.
Would you want to put them where the clocks were?
Why don't we do that? Maybe the same way we had it before with the square to the front, maybe?
It's a little lined up looking.
I think we're in fear of our own jobs now because you've clearly learned immediately.
Gorgeous. Should we get you back to the house?
Yes.
Lessons suitably learned.
The next morning, day 3 of 6, the counter guy is on site to measure up for the new kitchen surfaces. To take antique chic into the 21st century, Colin and Justin are going to use a sophisticated black granite. Work has also begun knocking out the window to the porch, ready for a giant new patio door. Not to mention that Saint-Tropez look on the deck. Meanwhile, Cheryl's turned her attention to Sue's studio. She's on the hunt for something radical to alter the whole mood of the room, starting with the sofas.
Justin and Colin really want to make Sue's apartment light and airy, and what better way to do that is by adding white. And what's great about the pieces that I've found so far is that they have slip covers, and it doesn't matter whether you have kids or if you're on your own, slip covers are amazing because obviously they're washable. Your furniture will always look fresh. I think this is perfect.
Cheryl's not the only one making progress. Back at the house after 24 hours of slavish sanding, Graham's finally started staining the dining room floor. But will it get Colin and Justin's seal of approval? As the halfway point comes and goes, Graham spotted a problem with that pesky floor.
Look at this. This is depressing, man. This is exactly the same color as it was before.
This is not what we're looking for. We want a dark walnut. How many coats of stain is on here?
1.
1.
I read dark oak. That's dark oak.
Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you say, Cheryl, like, this looks exactly the same?
This is dark walnut. This is what I was told.
The guys wanted it really dark, so you know what? There's no going back. He's already put on 1 coat of varnish, and I just hope that Colin and Justin can live with it.
It's a done deal. That's right. It's over.
Yeah, sure it is.
Cheryl, why's the floor not been done?
That looks exactly the same.
There's no difference.
It's done.
It hasn't changed.
You've done the floor. It's exactly the same colour as the floor next door, really.
We have just had a drive-by shooting of stupidity. We have been machine-gunned with madness. How long did this take?
All day.
Do you know, I'm shocked into almost silence. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Graham knew what the brief was. He knew what the spec was, and he hasn't bothered to attend to that. Did you notice that there was virtually no change to the original colour?
Yeah, I started over there, and that's where I ended up.
So the answer
get out
is
the door.
So you ended up there last?
And that was the surprise.
So you done the whole floor and then you turned round and it was behind you? Boom!
And he literally varnished himself out of the room in the same shade as the shade that was already there. Now that's mad.
Now you're gonna have to sand it to break the seal and restain it.
I'm gonna go hang myself in one of these beautiful trees. Holy sh**.
Leaving the floor disaster behind, Cheryl must now tackle Colin's earlier shopping list. What was it he wanted again? A woman? Surely not. It must be one of those super cool chairs for the dining room.
In Colleen and Dave's dining room, we're really trying to drive home the whole idea of being modern, antique, chic. This chair is a perfect example. It's great because you've got these really antique French lines, a lot of detailing in terms of all of the arms and the legs. And we're modernizing it with this very beautiful velvet fabric in black. I'll show the guys and see what they think.
So Cheryl's on the right track. While back at the house, Justin's number crunching.
163, 64, 65, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, 172. Colin, I've counted 172 pieces of art between this room and the main part of the down floors area. They're completely out of control.
And they're all different. They're all in different frames, different sizes, and they're all clustered in really strange positions as well.
Our design guidance counsellors have come up with a lesson on how to make style decisions without divorce.
Right, Colleen and Dave and Mr. Colin McAllister, it's time to play a rather fabulous parlour game with a design edge.
First up, how to be selective.
Now, you'll notice I've got here a rather fantastic pair of noise-cancelling headphones. I'm going to do something rather fantastic. I'm going to pop those on your lugs, sir. And from now on in, you can't hear a word.
Hopefully, Dave will now learn the importance of listening, and Colleen of making herself heard.
Shout at them and tell them what you really feel.
Tell them what you think about this wall of images.
I think this wall looks horrible. There's just too much on it. And we started really small, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing.
Does he do this a lot? Just smile at you?
He leads me to believe that we've got the compromise going, and then the minute I turn my back, it's a whole different story.
You can't stop, love. You can't stop.
Less is more!
I can't hear you guys. You need to stop and listen to your lovely wife. It's all about conversation. It's a two-way thing. Naughty.
Naughty, look.
Naughty boy.
Smiling again. Well, listen, the first part of our lovely, lovely kind of unity lesson is that the two of you have to agree to choose 5 images. Only 5 from this wall.
Less is
and
more.
the rest will go. Okay, go for it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I know which 5 I like. How about if I start with that?
Sure. Pick one. Your side of the family first, eh?
Okay, well then find somebody on your side of the family.
I think I will.
Well, there we go. Tit for tat.
There we go.
Well, I'll pick somebody on your side of the family just to be nice.
And I think I'll pick somebody from your side of the family.
Perfect. Now this is where it gets more difficult. How about we do this guy? That's my side of the family, but I think it works.
Well, chaps, we've pared it down. We've got 5 images. And now we're going to clear the wall. Come on.
Now that Colleen and Dave have come to an amicable arrangement about what to keep, it's on to the next stage of the lesson. How to make the best display on the wall.
So there are several rules to make picture hanging a really, really lovely thing. And one of them is to kind of find an eye line at approximately 55 inches above ground, which is kind of your eye level as you look at the image.
Right.
Take that central point. Now, if you've only got one image, that's kind of where it should go, okay?
Okay.
Good advice as well. If you want to have satellite images assembled around about there, work it out on the floor. You know, arrange your images on the carpet rather than just scattergun your wall with nails and then live to regret it.
We just get the hammer out and start nailing. If we would just sort of map it out on the floor.
That makes the most logical sense, actually.
no, that was
That's
good.
really a good point.
Another really easy way to get it right is to take the line of a door, for example, which is normally roughly the same height as the window, and use that as your highest point. When you start to spill over, those lines of your picture frame start to compete with the lines of door checks and window frames, so it's a really good way to think about it too.
Absolutely. You know, if all else fails, just make sure that your subject matter is as cute as this one.
That's my mom.
Hiya, Mom. She looks gorgeous.
Speaking of Mum, painting's now well underway in Sue's studio. But the entire family's still in the dark about the surprise makeover.
You know, Sue's still on vacation, so hopefully there'll be huge changes in our fabulous atelier.
This is amazing. Hey guys, how you doing?
This is gorgeous, isn't it? You know, it just feels, you get that kind of like sky lounge, kind of attic feel in here. It feels much fresher, much cleaner. Once we get the sofas in here, it'll be clearly identifiable where the living space is.
Just as well, the boys are now in a good mood, because back over at the house is the next instalment of Graham's floor saga.
That looks like someone's thrown up.
This one is basically a varnish, tinted varnish.
That looks like a dirty, that looks like a dirty
But I worry about the brush marks.
Oh, we worry about everything. The brush marks are the least of your problems.
I mean, I'm falling on this and a sword. Like a painted finish.
It's a great idea.
Jackpot.
I'm pleased.
Are you pleased?
Yeah, I didn't want to send this again.
Just remember, it has to be perfect.
It will be perfect.
Are you sure?
Say that again.
Promise
It will
again?
be perfect.
But just I thought I didn't hear you.
So, as one drama ends, another begins. Our homeowners are helping paint the kitchen cabinet doors, and it's not all happy families.
I think we all are pretty nervous because, like, I don't want them to paint the walls pink or something.
What do you think of the color, hon?
It's just a primer type thing, right?
I'm feeling nervous about that color. Prison gray.
Prison gray. Prison drab.
It's a little, institutional.
Where's my day pass? Where's my day pass? Where's my day pass?
Yes, let's escape from the kitchen.
Just, you know what? I mean, I'm thinking in terms of health and safety, I'm gonna have to do something. Come here.
Am I being pruned?
But you don't.
I feel totally deflowered, Colin. I feel naked now.
Apparently, Colleen and Dave might not be 100% happy with the colour of the kitchen, so I think we have to bring them up, do the tour, and find out how they are.
Where are they? Are they down here? Guys.
My lovelies, hello.
Hello. Good to see you.
How are we?
Up you come.
Where's my favourite freaking week? Hop, hop.
Right, you guys, come in here right now because a little Canuck birdie tells us that you're less than delighted about the colour of your kitchen cabinetry. What's the story?
Well, it's a little institutional, isn't it?
Well, how about if we were to promise you that this is merely the start? And if you could just be patient until we take it to the next step, you'd be a bit more excited.
Okay.
I mean,
so I have to trust.
We've deliberately picked an antique grey.
Yes.
Because we are going to balance that up with some really fantastic chic stone surfaces.
Oh, you spoiled the surprise, Colin.
Because I've got to make this happy.
And then he somehow tried to say that I'd broken the secret. You said you wouldn't mention that we were doing a solid stone counter.
I've got to
He
make
didn't
this
say
girl
counter.
happy.
He just said surface.
Oh, did I spoil the surprise? No, it's meant to be. Keep your gob shut.
You know what?
What, please?
I'm going to do something
Oh,
desperate.
please no hitting. I'm the subject of domestic abuse. Don't you ever. You absolutely.
So, minus a pair of prancing presenters, Dave, Colleen and son Isaac chip in with some more painting. This time, it's the porch. And the old window is coming out ready for the new patio doors.
That wasn't quite what we planned, perhaps.
Only you could combine demolition with pole dancing.
Meanwhile, Cheryl's hit the streets with an armful of heirlooms.
I have some of Colleen and David's favorite photos in hand, and I want to do something really special for them. I have a friend who's a really good custom framer, and she's going to help me out with this project. What do you think we can do here?
Well, I would suggest we go with different frames, but similar tonality, so that there's a cohesiveness that works together, but not necessarily all making them the same box. This one in particular, you know, given its importance sort of a wartime, we might want to make it more substantial, maybe a thicker mat.
I love that.
You know, maybe like a 4-inch mat, you know, give it some real depth. And another way to sort of punch it up and give it some more interest is to add a second mat, especially if you've got a black frame going on it, so you can do something like that.
That's beautiful.
For this particular one, I would suggest something a little bit more masculine. You know, maybe not such a wide mat, but I think this is really nice for this particular piece.
So this picture isn't really working because it doesn't have a mat, so I love the idea of actually adding that substance to this one.
Absolutely.
And maybe going with something a little more feminine.
Yep, yeah.
That's
More
really
delicate.
nice. But it looks all uniform because we do have the black and the gold in all of these pictures. So that's really working.
For sure. I think so.
Now, am I gonna kill you if I say that I need it in 2 days?
No, I can do that.
You are the best, and that is exactly why I come to you every time.
My pleasure.
Back at Colleen and Dave's, it's late on day 4, and as the team's modern, antique, chic vision gets back on track, for once, Brian is upbeat.
We have survived the floor crisis, put a black paint on it. On Sue's apartment, we managed to complete the paint, and we're ready to start dressing.
And with the French patio doors going in, is everything uncannily on track? It's the day before the reveal, and the crew are charging ahead as they spot the finishing line on the horizon.
The masons are here, finishing off those French doors we're putting out of the deck. On the back deck, we'll add the mirror into the doors, trim them out. Graham's in the kitchen, finishing off the appliances and connecting up the sink. It's going well.
Famous last words, Brian. Luckily, the rest of the crew aren't tempting fate as they go full steam ahead to wrap up the job. Colin and Justin are also on a mission. They want to put the final finishing touches to Mum Sue's house before they reveal their secret Reno to the whole family.
Think artistic, summer, escapist, loft living.
And when it comes to soft furnishings, the boys know exactly what they're looking for.
These aquas and turquoise set against that painted timber. This is really, really nice.
Sue's an artist, you know, I think she'll really appreciate a layered look, you know, and we can use really kind of gentle textures. It's almost like putting a painting together.
With the cushions in the bag, Colin and Justin head back to survey their masterpiece, just as the furniture starts to arrive.
Now is the time when we add all those gorgeous layers to turn that plain house into a house to be seriously proud of.
Oh, what?
So bang on the money. Hey, Graham.
Oh, mean.
Oh, wow. Just cast your mind back. That horrible old kitchen. Paint job. New, gorgeous ironmongery. 2 different styles here. The pool in that lovely old traditional style. And then this little single knob down there.
How's the floor? Come on, peel. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Brilliant. Do you know what this is? This is the classic home heist feel-good. Everything in there is absolutely as we expected. And if it's the same across here, then I'm a very, very happy boy. Oh, wow.
Oh, meanwhile, it's such a nice mood. Do you know what this does for the painting? What a mount does as well. You know, you take a small image, you put a mount on it, and suddenly it becomes larger, more important. By actually framing that up in a gorgeous colour, we've made that more important.
Stunning.
We're really celebrating Sue's artwork.
Totally.
Now, baby, let's dress this.
The black modern antique chairs bought by Cheryl should be man enough for Dave. Whilst for Colleen, a grey Gustavian dining set adds a feminine touch.
For me, that is a perfect chair. And you know what? It just got better. Why? Because you're on it.
We had these made because we had to fill this really awkward space. And they did cost about $600 a pop. I really think it's worth it because we've now got something that totally has a relationship with the space into which it's fitting.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Can I go against that back wall over there?
Let me just tell you a little bit about the sideboard. You've got the timber detailing here, which picks up on the colour scheme of the rug. We've got the black door, which picks up on the colour scheme of the black detailing in the kitchen. All the gold and the black of the chandelier, the mirrors. All of these things are seamlessly matched in together. I'm the invalid.
Yes, you are.
I'm the one that's just had some sense knocked into me.
We're at that point in the proceedings where we can actually say to you guys, go home. Go and enjoy the rest of the day. Go off somewhere else, do your own thing, and just give us some space to do all the finishing touches.
Now, like your home, you've been cured of bad taste. So that means tomorrow we shall allow you to wear your own clothes.
Darlings, I'll be off with you then.
Sure.
We'll see you bright and breezy tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you
Be
then.
fabulous, stay gorgeous, and above all, stay focused.
How's it going?
As the grand reveal draws near, Colleen phones Sue to make sure she'll be back in time. But still unaware of the makeover of her mum's studio, little does she know quite how big that reveal will be.
You're going to be able to come home for tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be there for sure.
Okay, Mom. Yeah, we'll see you then, all right? Okay, bye.
We are so excited, are we not?
You know
You
what?
didn't sleep at all
I
last
think
night?
excited almost to the point of being sick to my stomach. I'm hoping that this reveal is over with soon because I just can't eat any more chocolate. I'm so nervous.
Now, there are several things we've done in these two rooms to increase the feeling of space. We've removed the upper cabinet so that we actually increase the eye line between the two spaces in the kitchen. We've changed the orientation of the dining table because the room runs better front to back, and so the table should follow suit. And finally, an old designer trick, a couple of well-placed mirrors bouncing all this light around beautifully.
We taught the guys about less is more, so family photographs, a few displayed beautifully, says so much more. And then the decanters on the kitchen worktop, 3 of them rather than a zillion of them, look perfect. And our final act of balancing, clocks, just the one love on the mantelpiece.
Now, this patio was dead space before, but now it's the third part of our hip living puzzle. You know, it looks like a proper indoor space, but everything is fully weatherproof. The lights, totally weatherproof. The mirrors are totally safe as well. And finally, my favourite thing, and the best 150 bucks I think we've spent, that wonderful outdoor rug.
Okay, we'll spend money if we have to, but if we can find a way of creating designer results without breaking the bank, then we'll go down that avenue. Cast your mind back to the 3 cubes here. I give you the evidence. Previously, sitting over in that corner, not looking particularly good. However, jacked up in the wall, covered at the front with paneling, and painted from behind, a completely new lease of life. Second piece of evidence, the dresser over there. That's had a new lick of paint, the same turquoise feel that creates this lovely majesty. And finally, a $99 table, generic brown in its first incarnation, but with a new lick of paint, a new lick of life.
Now in here, Sue needs somewhere to dine, hence the dining table close to the kitchen, somewhere to receive visitors, a beautiful seating area here, bang on in the centre of the space, somewhere to relax, a beautiful day bed with all that lovely light shining in, and finally, somewhere to work. And that's why her lovely easels are over there close to the window with all that beautiful natural light flooding in. Ah! Look at that troublesome trio!
With Sue back from her restful retreat, are the family now ready for the unveiling of their new home?
What are you expecting?
You know, I'm afraid to say what I'm expecting in case it ain't the right thing.
Let's get you inside.
There at last.
All right. Eyes open, eyes open.
This isn't our house.
No.
This is your new
way. This is my house.
This is your new home.
Oh, my God.
Wow. This is unbelievable.
I couldn't even have dreamt this in my wildest dreams. Oh, and look at those pictures.
Oh,
honey.
What's up?
look at this.
No, you know what it is? It's the pictures are perfect. It's just because our family is so important to us.
Look at the pictures.
To showcase them like this is absolutely beautiful. That piece of furniture is just outstanding. Holy cow.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready?
Oh my good. Look.
This is really, really beautiful. Don't you just want to have people over right now?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
this is boy.
Amazing. Absolutely wonderful.
Our friends are going to be so damn jealous.
I know, the neighbors, everybody.
You guys have outdone yourselves.
Now, guys, when we came to meet you for the very first time to plan what we were going to do, we really fell in love with all of you. And we decided to do something else for you guys.
Come on, let's go this way. Follow that man.
Everybody have a Kleenex.
And you go, lovely.
I'm speechless.
I can't believe you guys did this. I mean, you guys have gone way beyond.
Does it work for you?
Your artwork was the inspiration. Look at all your beautiful art. It totally inspired us to create this for you.
Oh, honey.
I'm speechless.
Honey.
Wait, there's one other thing to do. Give you your keys back. Maybe you've been heisted. You're cured.
Sort of a bittersweet moment, though. We don't want to miss you. We don't want you to go.
I think we'll have the...
Where's the line? Guys, enjoy it.
Oh, you sound like a bunch of crybabies.
Yes.
It's hard to find words to really express the gratitude we all feel, too. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Got a beautiful home in there.
I know.
That's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Meanwhile, what an incredible transformation, and I guess proof perfect that you don't need to be a bunch of old fogies to live and enjoy antiques.
Another fantastic family, another fantastic home, and another home heisted.